Let's Talk Sports, fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Everybody, welcome to another great LTS show. I'm your host, Bodkins. Man, it was quite the weekend in sports. I don't even really know where to start. We had the NFL draft. Obviously, night one, we were on air for most of round one. That concluded. Sam was boots on the ground, was there all 3 days. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll get some insight of the draft, what it was like to be live from the D. It was the first time, not the first time Sam went to D-Town, but if you know what I mean. But, we got the NBA final, our NBA playoffs kicking off. Gone is the Phoenix Suns. I mean, who would have thought that? Swept the first team out the playoffs. A team led by Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. I would say Bradley Beal, but Bradley scored only 9 more points than all the panelists on this combined. And he's making way more fucking money than all of us combined. So gone is the Suns. Lakers survive one more game at least. The NBA playoffs, while Jalen Brunson, 47 yesterday in a wild game to take a 3-1 series lead. Just so we got that. Later on, obviously, we're going to talk with Jim Biringer about the Stanley Cup playoffs. Plus, we'll get what his thoughts are on the Knicks, not the Knicks, but the Giants taking a receiver and staying with Daniel Jones. Plus, we'll get into some baseball talk with Jonathan in the second hour. But let's go ahead. We're going to continue the basketball talk with Mr. Nick himself, Johnny Cruz. Johnny, what's up, my man?
What's going on, bro? I appreciate the nickname, Mr. Nick. You know what I'm saying? So at least it gives me a little ties towards you, and of course my New York roots. But the Knicks play hard, bro. That's one thing I'm gonna give this Knicks team some credit.
I don't know. I mean, they're coached by Tom Thibodeau, and I've never seen a Tom Thibodeau team not coached hard. You know what I mean?
I get that, but I mean, and I guess there's a little resemblance to the Bulls team he had as far as Joakim Noah and how hard those guys played. But I mean, it's the actual guys on the team. Josh Hart, obviously Jalen Brunson, but you got OG was probably the best acquisition they've done in several years. But his defense, Dante DiVincenzo, like these guys. I mean, Josh Hart is averaging like 45 minutes a game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they're a good, scrappy, gritty team. They fight you all the way to the end. You're gonna earn your wins against this Knicks team. And it honestly, you know what I'm saying? It could have happened to a better team than Philly. I hope the Knicks wind up closing it out in 5 because for Joel Embiid being such a big guy, he is one of the biggest crybabies I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. I mean, he's dirty too, bro.
Yeah,
he's shown
he's battled through a lot. I mean, he's got the knee issues. He's got cerebral palsy and all things fucking going on.
Yeah, he's got his issues, but that don't excuse the way he be acting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's 7'2", 290 pounds, and you barely touch him, and he's falling on the floor like he got shot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a big fan of that or whatever. And then, like I said, that dirty play he did on Mitchell Robinson, that was dirty. And if it's anybody else, it's a flagrant 2 and he's out of the game. But hopefully the Knicks can close it out. Hopefully Denver closes it out because of course the NBA was not trying to let LeBron get swept 2 years in a row. So they made sure that the Lakers at least extended it one more game, but they'll probably get blown out tonight, man. But no, the NBA finals have been fun though. I mean, the NBA playoffs have been fun. The NHL playoffs have been fun. Baseball season so far has been fun. It's a good time for sports, man.
And we'll get into the draft stuff, but I want to stay in the basketball talk and shift our subject to the Phoenix Suns with none other than our producer Tanner Dawson. Tanner, what's up, my man? Mike, I know the Buffoons is the Suns are his team, or he's been adopted son, I guess, of the Suns here And man, I did not. I love Anthony Edwards. I might go buy me an Anthony Edwards jersey today because that kid, what he says, the things that he does, I'm just trying to kill the man in front of me. That's Kobe. That's Michael Jordan talk. But nonetheless, to me, this is about the Suns. You couldn't get a game again with Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. Where were you? You were on a milk carton yesterday. 9 total points, and he played 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or something like that. They got 40 from KD and 40, I think, or 30 or something from Booker. Where was everybody else at?
That's the thing. That's what I've been telling Mike, even on the Buffoon Show. And I get JG and Mike think they're all knowing, with the Phoenix Suns being the favorite, right? And I told them, I go, your depth sucks. Your depth isn't there. It should be a little better, but it's not. And you didn't make the right moves. Once again, that kicked you out of the playoffs last year. Now you went out and got Bradley Beal. Ooh, great. You got a big 3. And, get rid of DeAndre Ayton, who was a problem, right? You guys still lost. You guys still got swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have come alive this year, which is phenomenal. Look, Mike's distraught. He is so upset. The words I cannot repeat on this show, and I have Nick Botkins right here. So it just can't be repeated off the show here. Maybe tomorrow on the Buffoon or Wednesday on the Buffoon Show. But man,
this is how bad it is for the Suns. So Wendy broke it down. My buddy sent me this because I missed the interview, but Wendy was on Pat today. He said they can only trade 3 players on the entire roster. 2 of them are Durant and Booker. They can't sign a vet to a mid-level exception because they're spending too much money. The rules won't let them. They gave up 4 firsts, 6 seconds, and 4 first-round pick swaps for Durant and Beal. So they can't even trade their draft picks for people because you can only trade two drafts ahead of time. So they are they'd be fucked. That's just the best way to say it in Phoenix.
We can sit here and blame the coach all we want. It's not. It's literally the person who built this roster. They went all in, and they went way too heavy on all in. They need some depth, and they used 3 guys off the bench. 3 guys off the bench. What are we doing? I realize you want Durant, Booker, and Beal to be your guys, but you gotta do something different.
I mean, Beal was their mistake because I agree with you. They had to get rid of Ayton, but they could have just built it around Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. You didn't need that third piece, especially Bradley. Yeah. Bradley Beal he's an overpaid, overhyped dude. He should have just stayed in Washington because he ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? So they could have traded DeAndre Ayton and actually gotten some depth and some good role players to help. You know what I'm saying? Actually gotten a true point guard. How about that? How about a real actual point guard to run that offense, and then you could have ran everything through KD and Booker, and I think they could have gotten a lot better that way.
You got rid of your 2-point guards last year.
Right. Yeah, you got rid of CP3,
and the other guy left for somewhere else. I can't remember where
CP3 went to the Warriors.
Well, yeah, I ain't talking about CP3. I'm talking about the 2.
Payne is in Philly.
Yeah.
So you let 2 guys who were running the point guards when CP3 was hurt, and you let both of them go. Essentially through a trade and just let him walk in the end. And you had Grayson Allen hurt, Damian Lee hurt. Yes, I'm aware of that. That's 2 guys. You didn't use Bobo last night. You could have used another guy to go with Nurkic in there. So I don't know, man. I don't know what Phoenix is doing.
It doesn't help when Bradley Beal only scores 9 points either. You know what I mean? The guy that you're supposed to be best player on your team. And I will say
this was the issue going in though. There's too many ball hogs to go with it. Right. Booker's going to get his points. Durant's going to get his points. Where's that leave Beal?
They're going to use Frank Vogel's going to be the scapegoat because it's already been reported that KD was not a fan of the offense. That he is too much pick and roll. And they wanted KD to sit in the corner. Now, KD can't do that. He's still too good of a ball player. He's not Klay Thompson. He's not, you know what I mean? He needs the ball in his hand still.
Sit in the corner of my butt, dude.
That's just the easy way to go. To always blame it on the coach. And
that's what I'm telling you. That's what they're going to say. And KD,
too many times.
But if that's the case, though, if KD feels that way, that's on Frank. I will say that's on Frank Vogel. He's got to go to KD and say, how can we make this work? What's the best way to the best fit you? Because KD, when He's still one of the top 10 best basketball players on this planet.
Bro, and you don't think that he did that? You don't think he communicated with KD and Booker?
I'm not saying
I don't believe shit that comes out of KD's mouth, bro. That's just an excuse.
Yeah.
That's just an excuse to take the blame and the light off of himself.
Oh, I get that 1,001% too. But I'm just saying that's already coming out. So I'm not saying like all of that's true. I'm just saying those are conversations that should have been had. Whether or not they were had, we don't know.
Yeah, right. You get rid of Monty. You're going to get rid of Vogel. Right. Maybe it's time to look elsewhere in the organization of where you got to make some changes.
Well, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, isn't the owner the one that's the main one that you know what I'm saying insisted on them going to get KD? I mean, you guys are coming. Well, he was coming off of a finals appearance. Yeah, and you blow everything up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. So
it's rough, dude. It's rough.
Yeah, I don't. They're gone. I mean, the T-Wolves. It looks like they're going to play the Nuggets in that series.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be fun.
I'm
with you about Ant too, man. He's so much fun to watch, bro. He's a throwback type, bro.
Yeah. In today's NBA, it's refreshing because he's so young at 20 years old, 21 years old. And he's in this day and age where everybody's friends, everybody wants to team up and form these damn super teams. You got Ant saying, I just want to go out and murder everybody and kill everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Just like
the two teammates he has on his team. With Rudy Gobert and Towns.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to go out and kill everybody. Like, I don't care who's across from me. I'm going to talk. He said last night, I can't wait to be on the dream team, the USA dream team, the Olympic team, and play with KD. But I'm also going to say, how about that ass whooping we gave y'all? You know what I mean? To talk a little shit. You know what I mean? Like, sign me up.
The happiest person in Minnesota is Karl Anthony Towns, bro, for Anthony Edwards, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he can Anthony Edwards can be the bulldog and be the main dude, and then Karl Anthony Towns can just play ball and not have to worry about being the main guy on the team.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's shift our focus here real quick. We'll probably get a little bit back into basketball, but this guy was boots on the ground for the draft in Detroit, getting all the analysis. Hopefully, he was able to pick up some things, see how life was. Give it up for our guy, Mr. First Down, Sam.
Yeah.
Nick, Johnny, Tanner, may I cook real quick? I cooked something up for you.
I've had it, bro.
We'll let you cook.
To you Milwaukee Bucks fans bitching about all your injuries, whatever, you would have taken credit had you won that game. Hell, you hung with the Pacers till halftime. And then as soon as you started getting your ass kicked by Halliburton and the Revolution, all I have to hear is whine, whine, whine. Suck it, boys. Your coach is bad. And guess what? I would have dog walked you even if Giannis was out there. So I don't want to hear it. The woulda, shoulda, coulda from Bucks fans. Grow up, be a man, have a nice one.
Yeah. Woo! I mean, how about that? Some heat from the newly Pacers fan. Sam Ant's been a Pacer for less than 90 games.
I had to say it because they are the whiniest.
Now the Pacers. It doesn't look like Giannis or Dame's playing in Game 5 either.
No, they don't want to play anymore, bro.
Yeah,
they didn't want to play most of the season, bro.
They don't want to play with the other coach. They don't play with Doc Rivers. So
yeah, no, you got that right. Hey guys, how you doing? Back from Detroit. Yeah, good time.
How was it, Sam? How was the draft? You were live in person.
It was great. The drinks were flowing. I'll tell you that. I'm back. I don't know if my liver is all the way back yet. I'll tell you that. There was a lot of rum and coke through my system. But it was great, and it's amazing when you get there and how much everybody appreciates fandom. Yeah, you guys know me. I dress up like a freaking peacock, and people absolutely loved it. There were several people, especially Eagles fans, oh my God, Titans fans, they do exist. There was about a decent amount of Titans fans, but a lot of people traveled up there. Nick's Packers and the Raiders fans, they have the best costumes out of the whole NFL. I'll put them up against anybody. They dress up so well. and it was awesome. But the venue itself was absolutely great. And they broke Nashville's record. Somebody had to do it. But I imagine that Nashville, when they get that new stadium built, will gladly accept that challenge. But Motown music all the time from a live band. Beverly Hills Cop as soon as you walk through the gate. Bow, 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 bow. And, Bob Seger at night. It was absolutely fun. Terrific. And, great food. That was the biggest thing about Detroit for me. The food was delicious. Now, it was quite unhealthy, and I'm going to have to go on a diet. But it was like, you want this? Yeah, it's deep fried. It's deep fried everything.
Yeah.
But tried my first hoagie, had my first Detroit deep dish. It was absolutely terrific. And I got to hand it to Detroit. The big stage, everything. It was so well done. And the lights, I cannot brag enough about how well they did, how nice the people were, and everything like that. And I'm talking not even inside the draft where you have to be nice, but outside the draft. Going to Walgreens to buy a toothbrush because you forgot yours, and they telling you to wear a jacket tonight because it's cold. I mean, just terrific. A overall terrific experience.
That's awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this here, because Nick and I and the Buffoons all had different opinions.
Okay.
Would you go back?
Yeah, I'd go back.
Okay.
100%.
Our issue was you couldn't see all the football stuff. It was just a concert.
Yeah.
Pictures.
There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that around. I won't lie. Like I wasn't going to smell the autograph station. I wasn't going to be able to smell the.
No. But like during the draft, though, like the news, the trades, the announcements, who's got picked, like I don't know if it was different for you, but we didn't get any of that.
Well, I had done the one in Nashville. So when I knew it was close to draft time, I started heading close to the stage. You know what I mean? All the late bloomers got way in the back, and they started bringing out some more TVs on day 2. But when they asked us for surveys or what they could change, they had people around asking questions and whatnot. I said, you guys need a lot more TVs. Like, you need a lot more TVs, a lot more sound systems. You can't just put one every 200 feet. You need them up on corners of buildings or whatever you need to do. Project it. I don't care how you do it. But there's everybody that had no idea what was going on way in the back. But
so maybe you should have figured out that there you go down to the stage.
Figured out there, and I don't know if that's an NFL thing or if that's a Detroit thing. I don't know who to address about that. But they had people asking. The best thing I thought they had going for them, they had people helping people take photos everywhere. Like, hey, you need a photo taken? I got you. If you need you want this filter? I got you. And they had them all over the place, and they had. I'm sure you guys have it because they had it in National Draft. All the helmets of the different teams lined up.
Yeah.
I got a high five from Bill Belichick, which is weird, but I did it anyway. Cool. I hit him, and I instantly fell over. My hand started to rot. It was really bizarre. But it was cool. Watching Pat McAfee do his thing was awesome. I'll be honest with you, though. Rich Eisen looked done after day 2. He was like between commercial break, like, oh, my God. But
you could tell on the TV that he was done after day 2. Boy.
I read that, and I was like, dude, this guy's ready to get home. He's been here way too long. But it was cool. It was amazing. I had more fun walking around, taking pictures with people and everything like that. And eventually I'm not bragging here, but I had a freaking line of people waiting to take a picture with me. There was some contest, I think, in Detroit to have a picture with every fan or whatever. But I'll tell you the best story, and this is kind of touching here. The place we were told to check out by locals was Stillwater Cafe and Tavern. And we went there, and I ordered a big steak or whatever else. And the owner came out, and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, it's so great to see this place filled up again. Like, and those are the people that really benefit from something like this.
All right.
And I followed him on Facebook. I bragged about him as much as I could or whatever else. We leave good tips. And it was just an awesome experience to be helping people like that. And, of course, plenty of bartenders everywhere. You couldn't go – if you needed a drink, you could find it extremely quickly, and I did.
I mean, hey, stay after late XXX for Sam stories from another D.
Yeah. I was a young boy full of hopes and dreams.
Sports show after dark.
Yeah. That's the X-rated version of Sam.
I might have been born plain white trash, but fancy.
We talked about it, Tanner. You weren't on the show Thursday, or neither were you, Sam. So I want to get your guys' thought. Me and Johnny had initially, and even now, the time has passed. I think the shocker of the whole draft, especially round one, was Michael Penix.
I have a story about that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm up there in the front. I don't want to go in the lobby. I like being up front and people, all that stuff. And I'm next to this Atlanta Falcons fan. He's like, let's fucking go, Dallas Turner. Cheers, bro. And I'm like, yeah, man, cheers. And he's just down. So, yeah, you can see where this is going. And he goes, sorry. They draft quarterback Michael Penix. God damn it, motherfucker. And he threw his beer, but he misses, and he throws it backwards, and it just goes boonk off some Eagles fan's hat.
Incites a whole riot.
Bro, I'm sorry. And he's like tripping over. Oh my God. I'm no help at all. I'm just like pissing my pants laughing. I'm laughing. And the security is instantly like, hey, chill. I didn't mean it, bro. I didn't mean it. And they're like, all right, come on, that's enough. Let's go, Otis. Let's get you out of here. And it was as soon there was just this silence because nobody saw it coming. And so it was like Michael Penix. God damn it!
Nobody. I don't think anybody saw that happening. Tanner, what's your thoughts on the Penix?
I had to make sure I looked at it right. I was like looking at the other sites too. So I was doing a show with Mikey. So over here, like trying to type it in and do the cool graph. I'm like, is that real? They hadn't announced it on Pat's show yet. So I'm like, yeah, still Pickett's in. Let me go search again. Nope. Yep, everything's confirmed. Holy crap. What the heck are we doing here? No clue what Atlanta thought. I don't know. I don't understand. He's 24. Kirk Cousins signed a 4-year, $100 million guarantee deal.
Yeah.
I realize it's shorter after this year, but still, what are we doing? What are we doing? And then
one doesn't. If one doesn't correlate with the other, right? Like that's what I said. Like if you draft Penix at 9, totally cool with it. I don't really I like Michael Penix. I think he could be a very good football player. And you understand the pick, right? Okay, but you don't. What you don't do is you sign $100 million quarterback, and then go out and draft a guy. And it's not like a project like Jordan Love. And they've tried to compare it to Green Bay, and I heard this. So I compared it. I said Jordan Love was kind of a project coming in. You knew he had to slip for a year or two. And then there's other people who said they tried to say it was like Green Bay. He's like, the difference is everybody in the locker room and the fan base knew Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers' team. Like he had built equity for the last decade plus. Kirk Cousins is brand new to this organization and to this fan base and to his teammates. You don't owe them shit, and they don't owe him shit. So if he plays like shit, they're gonna say, bring us in the kid because we feel like he can be better.
The other big difference too is that both Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love were in the 20s. This was a top 10 pick.
Yeah,
a top 10 pick. So this is an impact. Right, and impact players right there waiting for you. Yeah, and you draft a quarterback after, like you said, you paid $100 million for a quarterback. So it just made no sense, man. It made absolutely no sense at all.
No, it makes zero sense. It just blew my
mind. Jordan Love, Michelob Ultra will fly out if you get it, and I'll tell you that.
Greg makes a point. He wasn't 24. I mean, Jordan Love's not. He was younger. Like Michael Penix is ready to play today. Like he's proven. You know what I mean? He's a guy that's ready to go. Like it doesn't. It makes no sense. You're gonna pay. If I'm Arthur Blank, I don't know if you guys saw that video.
Yeah, he went.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, I mean, why am I paying one quarterback $100 million and then we just drafted another guy in the top 10?
The body language,
but wait,
just the body language of the GM, who's like
a 2-year deal.
was
sorry.
Yeah.
But Whit put in there about the contract is front loaded and the team has it out after the third year, so it's essentially a 2-year deal. But again, to Craig's point, he's already 24 years old. Like, so you're not going to start him until he's almost 27. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
I don't get it.
If that was the case, then you take a younger kid, you take the JJ McCarthy or somebody like that. It's a little younger.
Well, McCarthy was off the board at that time, right? Was McCarthy off the board?
No.
Penix was the fourth quarterback taken because it was quarterback. Yeah.
And then out of everything, the GM has to explain to the owner that you didn't have any visits with this guy. You didn't talk to it. You didn't have him on your board. You had him like way down the list, and you still took him. Like, here we go again. I'd say for Atlanta fans.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to shift subjects. We talked a little NBA playoffs, but there's other playoffs going on, and that's the Stanley Cup playoffs. They also team just had its first Washington Capitals out to help us talk about the rest of the first round. I believe all the series are 3-1 almost, so it looks like almost all the games are about to be. Series about to be over. To help us get ready for round number 2, give it up for our hockey aficionado, Mr. Biringer Bomb himself, Jim Biringer, baby.
Yeah.
Jim.
What is up, gentlemen? Potential handshakes tonight. Florida's up 3-1 over Tampa.
Yep.
So that series could be over in probably about 7-8 minutes. And that'll be the first time the Florida Panthers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So that's going to be good. The New York Rangers.
Take that off.
New York Rangers moved on. So 8:14 left third period, 3-1 Florida. It's going to be – we'll see what happens. But it looks like Florida Panthers going back to the second round of Stanley Cup playoffs. Again, anything is possible, as we saw in Nashville and Music City on Sunday. 3-1 with about 2:48 left. 2 goals in 2:31, and Colton Sissons got 0 sleep last night because he hit the goal post. And that everybody, bags were packed, plane was ready, gear was on the plane, tied at 2. Instead, 3-1 Canucks, and on the plane.
Jim, I want to get back to the Capital Series. Have we seen the best of Alexander Ovechkin, Ovi? Because he did nothing in the playoffs this year, and they got the early round exit. Have we seen the best of him as one of the best scorers of all time?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go down as the best goal scorer in the National Hockey League history until Austin Matthews passes him as best goal scorer. But Alex Ovechkin, look, he's pointless, goalless, was held to 5 shots. Peter Laviolette and the New York Rangers played the perfect game plan. They took the power play away from the Capitals. Even the guys said they couldn't do much. They needed to do more. They didn't do enough. Like I said, like I wrote today, the Rangers power play was just too dominant. Their special teams was great too. Look, the Rangers were the better team. They should have won in 4 games. They should have swept. That's what the best team in the National Hockey League does. They take care of the worst team in the National Hockey League. Capitals minus 37 goal differential. Look, everybody can complain about Detroit not being there, Pittsburgh, this team, that team. It doesn't matter. You weren't there. Would they have been better matchups? Sure. But guess what? You're not there. You blew chances to be there, and you have no right to complain. And the Rangers and the Panthers could be on a collision course, but we'll see. You don't know, because Carolina may have something to say to that. Boston may have something to say to that. But I was talking with Scott over the weekend, and we were going back to Jeremy Swayman, and it's Jeremy in Boston right now. So, look, the top 4 teams in the East look like they're on a collision.
Yeah, I'd say so. Based off the series, the way it's standing right now.
I want to talk about the series.
I mean, look, you don't want to talk about it after what happened. Two goals in 2:31, and Colton Sissons going to have nightmares for probably the rest of his life. I mean, look.
Yeah, he's not the only one.
Backhand, hit the goal post. I mean, look, but the thing is, you knew that was kind of happening. Vancouver was going to score. once they tied it, everybody had a feeling that Vancouver was going to win this game and bring it back. But look, I will say this. I think the biggest story what nobody's talking about, and I know everybody's trying to make a big deal about what's going on tonight in Florida. Oh, Steven Stamkos potentially plays his last member of the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning are going to figure out a way to keep Steven Stamkos. They'll meet at a number. They'll meet at a term. I'm very confident in that. I would be very, very shocked if Steven Stamkos goes any place else but the Tampa Bay Lightning, because he's the captain, he's part of that team, and he should retire a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's like Crosby and the Penguins. Crosby will be there until the day he retires. I don't see anything changing there. So very, very interesting to see. It's just, Florida is showing why they're one of the best teams in the National Hockey League this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they love him down here too. How big was that Bob Bobrovsky save in overtime? Because it almost seems like once the Lightning couldn't win that game and he made that ridiculous backwards save that he did, it was almost that kind of just deflated the Lightning. Like that was their opportunity to kind of take that game, and then after that, Florida showed why they were the better team all year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this. Like, you talk about series-changing saves, you talk about series-changing moments. Sergei Bobrovsky's save on Matt Dumba with the game tied 2-2 at the end of the second period, which felt like overtime. That was the game. That was game 2. That was it. That was Tampa's chance to win. And look, hey. It's a highlight reel save. There's luck involved. Some people say he looked back and you know what? That's a hell of a save. And then Vasilevsky in the same game made some great saves as well to keep it tied. So those two goalies putting on a show, but Bobrovsky showing why he's up for the Vezina Trophy. That was a hell of a save. That was the best save of the Stanley Cup playoffs, in my opinion. Look, Freddie Anderson, Game 3 against the Islanders, made 2 unbelievable saves, one on Noah Dobson and one on Alexander Romanov. That is changing that series as well. So if your goaltender can stand on his head and make series-changing saves, I mean, look, Bob is Bob, and if he's going to be in the zone like this, the Florida Panthers could find themselves back in the Stanley Cup final this year. I would not be shocked.
Jim Witt wants to know who we're rolling with tonight. The Stars or the Knights. Dallas is the favorite at -130. Vegas, the dog, at +110.
I would go with. I think I'd go Vegas tonight, just because I feel like I'm going to see a better Vegas team than I did in Game 3. Even though they lost in overtime, Wyatt Johnston 2 goals. Kid can't even gamble. And he's in Vegas. That's pretty crazy to think that's how young he is. But the fact of the matter is Dallas played a great road game. They dominated, and if it wasn't for Logan Thompson, that score could have been a lot worse. I think you're going to get a better Vegas team tonight. I think Vegas, when they want to take over games, they've shown against the Dallas Stars team, they can put them away early and they could end games in the first period. I expect Vegas to come out strong, and I expect them. You're going to see a very good Vegas team tonight. In Game 4 of their Western Conference first round series. I don't think the Stars can do that back to back. Again, I could be wrong. I mean, Thompson's got to stand on his head, but I think we're going to see a better Vegas team. I don't think they're going to trail 2-0 and have to rally again like that. Vegas is too talented, and when they want to turn it on, they can.
Jim, tomorrow night we got 4 games. They're all 3-1. So the Bruins and Carolina and Colorado and Vancouver all up 3-1. Does any of them close it out tomorrow night?
Don't say it, Jim. Say it.
If I'm a bet, look, the old adage is if we got to go back, we got to take a team with us. I would not be surprised if Nashville brings it back for Game 6. I just wouldn't say. I wouldn't be shocked by it. I mean, Sivas, he had a great game. He had a great game in Game 4. Unbelievable. But if Nashville plays like they did in Game 4 in Vancouver, they can win. So if you got to go home and you're getting eliminated anyway, might as well bring a team with you. So I think this is all she wrote. Florida up 4-1 against Tampa. So they're heading home. That one's done. Evan Rodriguez makes it 4.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
That's it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. So we're going to see the end of the Tampa Bay Lightning as is. Now, their window is still open, but, with the salary cap going up, they have changes to make. So we'll see what happens there. And, look, tomorrow, I expect the Toronto Maple Leafs to have a better game? Maybe. Boston is in their heads. Jeremy Swayman is in their heads. Jeremy Swayman is the number 1 goaltender in Boston, and the rotation is done. Linus Ullmark probably get traded in the offseason. Jeremy Swayman will get paid. And that I think the Islanders have a chance because they've played 2 really good games in Carolina. The problem is it's just a house of horrors for them. And if things don't turn around in Winnipeg, especially with their goaltender, that series is over. To me, Connor Hellebuck is the reason why the Winnipeg Jets are where they are. They're structured. They're trying to play too fast. They're trying to play run and gun hockey, and the structure that they had to contain Makar and McKinnon is just not there, and it doesn't help your goaltender. That being said, he still got to stop the puck, and it feels like I'm watching Jacob Markstrom circa 2022 against the Edmonton Oilers when Flames are up 6-2 in game 1. And again, to me, I could think we could see all 4 go, but I think a couple get extended.
Gotcha. What's the impact with possibly Florida, Boston playing again? You remember Florida was the one that upset them last year in the first round. Like now you're coming to the conference semifinals. Like there has to be some kind of bad blood for Boston or a revenge game, right?
I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. Look, the Boston Bruins are not the team they were last year, but they're going to, if they beat, and they're going to see what happens tonight, and they're going to say, okay, Florida took care of business, and they're not going to let what happened last year happen again. They're not going to blow a 3-1 series lead, and they're not going to allow it to get to game 7. But you can't start Linus Ullmark in game 5, and you can't give Toronto life. They're on the ropes. I've been listening to Toronto media. That's all they've been talking about, what changes they're going to be broken up. I have to believe that Boston is probably going to close this series out. And if they play Florida again, that's going to be a heck of a series. That's going to be a heck of a series because Boston knows what happened last year. They were 5 seconds away from putting the Panthers out of the playoffs and them not going to a Stanley Cup final. If we get Boston, Florida again, that's going to be a wild series.
That's gonna be nuts. What about Edmonton and their drama at the beginning of the season, preseason, and now you're potentially have a chance to make a splash and go to the conference finals? Like there has to be some kind of confidence boost with those players, and let alone the organization.
Yeah, I mean, Edmonton's playing well right now. I mean, the additions of Adam Henry, Corey Perry, Sam Carrick, but Stuart Stainer, Scott Silent, his critics, 3-3 save shutout. David Riddick played really well for LA. Off long. Usually it's 5-on-5, but this year it's special teams. You see it with the Colorado series, the Winnipeg penalty kill is awful. You see it with this series. The Kings had chances to score on a power play, but all Edmonton needs is one shot, and they have it. And here they are. And power play, best penalty kill in the playoffs right now. So, look, the Edmonton Oilers, there's a different feel around this team, and I would not be shocked to see the Edmonton Oilers in a conference final.
Awesome.
Jim, I want to move away a little bit from the hockey talk. You caught us all up, it seems like, in this what's cracking in the Stanley Cup Finals. But I want to get your perspective from the Giants, sticking with Danny Dimes, not taking a quarterback and selecting Hyatt. Or not Hyatt, but Neighbors. Sorry, Neighbors.
mean, look, I like the fact that they went Malik Nabers. They have Jalen Hyatt. Look. I said it the other day when one of my friends, we were texting back and forth. I said this in a group chat with somebody. I said, look, he's got weapons. Their O-line is a little better. They've fixed some holes. This is his final year of his contract. He's getting paid all his guaranteed money. They can release him next year. It's on him. If he doesn't improve, that's on him. Before you could be like, all right, well, they didn't give him the weapons. He doesn't have this guy. Okay, no wide receiver. Okay, fine. No Saquon, great. The O-line's improved, I guess, allegiance. But if he can't get these guys to football, then you go look for a quarterback. I was never a fan of J.J. McCarthy. Look, he's got weapons in Minnesota, all well and good. But, again, those routine, easy throws.
Yeah, he struggled with those.
Are going to be a problem. They don't have a running back. And I go back to the Penn State game.
Jim Beam should need to throw the rock.
Yeah, he's still. Both said the O-line still isn't great. So
no, but they got a good tight end.
I agree. It's the O-line is still. Again, Ken Daniel Jones get the guy the ball. That's the key. And if he can. Is it great? No. Yeah, exactly.
Jim,
so
real quick,
you know, we're gonna see what happens with it. We're gonna see what happens with this Giants team.
Mm-hmm.
I am still not sold on Daniel Jones as a quarterback. Was never a fan of the pick. You guys know how I feel. And the GM didn't give him the tools to succeed. He's got two weapons. It's now on a coaching staff and him to get these guys to football, and let's see what he's got, because this is his last year with the New York Giants. Because after this, they can release him because they've paid him all the money he needs to get paid.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this definitely is last year. Jim, the other storyline I wanted to ask you is, how about Tony Khan? Kayfabe is still alive as he wore the neck brace at the draft. I absolutely loved it.
He's moving his neck, though.
Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Yo, Kayfabe is still alive in pro wrestling, in NFL. It's Tony Khan takes the TK driver, embracing the neck brace. I love the fact that he can't travel. The angle is great. Look, the overall show that night was not good. I like the angle at the end. I like what they're doing with the Elite, Jack Perry, everything. But give props to Tony Khan. He's a true wrestling fan. He understands that you cannot break kayfabe.
Hey,
I heard about that.
Yeah, he's aligning himself with.
It seems appropriate, doesn't it, Tanner?
Why,
It seems
why
appropriate.
Logan Paul? Why Logan Paul? I don't even like Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Why does
Love it. Logan Paul, baby.
Love it.
Yo, heel turn from Mahomes in Kansas City.
Jim,
I mean, everybody's going to hate him for being so good anyway. This is perfect for Patrick Mahomes, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, everybody hates him already. Everybody hates him and the Chiefs already, outside of people.
So embrace
Kansas City.
I don't want Logan Paul to be the.
It's a perfect guy to be with. It really is.
Good thing. It's a good thing. They need to do something with him before LA Knight takes that belt off of him.
Exactly. Embrace the hate.
Yeah.
Well, they got LA Knight's got to get drafted to Raw, Sam.
No, I think
no,
he's on SmackDown.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
SmackDown.
he's on
Because
SmackDown.
staying on SmackDown. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
SmackDown.
They'll figure out something. They've never obeyed those rules anyway. He was on
That's
SmackDown
true.
and then went and fought the Miz on the
Hunter
Raw.
talked about that post WrestleMania.
And this draft, and FYI, if you notice this draft, pretty much everybody's staying where they're supposed to
Yeah,
be
Jay
outside of a
didn't
couple
move.
switches. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's your draft.
Well, NXT call-ups is really what it is. It's just a
drag it
Carmelo.
off.
Yeah, a couple other guys. Jim, we thank you for joining us. We'll let you get back to writing about hockey and dropping some more Biringer bombs. We'll catch you next Monday, brother. All right, we'll see you then, Jim.
All right, bro. Thank you, Jim.
Jim,
Right.
Jim, before you go, who's the megastar? It's got everybody saying. Did you do it? Did you do it?
LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Monday's
I did do
complete.
it.
Goodbye, guys.
Yeah.
dude.
See you, Jim. Appreciate it.
I'm so fulfilled now. It's good to be
Speaking
back.
of speaking of Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Now my screen's now I'm
I
frozen.
was like, is it
Oh,
just
here we
me
go.
or is everybody freezing?
That's what I was.
Yeah.
To all our viewers out there, Nick refuses to pay for good internet.
It's not available.
I was just gonna say, speaking of Patrick Mahomes,
Whoa.
Travis Kelce signed a new 2-year deal today to become the highest paid chief or the highest paid tight end in NFL history.
Terrible move. Awful.
Okay. Good for
I
him, I
think
guess. Finally getting that money.
These 2 years that he's done, you think, Tanner, retirement?
Oh
I
yeah,
bet so.
for sure. He
Probably.
talked about that last year a little bit. I mean, he'll play as long as if he feels good, he'll play, obviously. But I think you're getting towards the end here. I really do. I think you got your final, was it 3-year, 2-year deal? He signed extension wise, so you'll probably play that out, call it good, and see you later. Hit the high road. So it's just a matter of time, man. It's just a matter of time, but. Good for him. Happy to see it. Glad he got his money for the last couple of years. Something he deserves, obviously, for what he's done for the last 4-5 years. So,
Does it line up with his relationship with T Swift? Like, does she break up with him after 3, or is it 2? When's the new album coming out?
I don't think they're breaking up, dude.
She just dropped a new album, Sam.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, when she breaks up, there's going to be a great new thing, and they'll have his jersey number mixed in the song somewhere. We don't want to sing it, but somebody around us will sing it, and it'll just be right up here. Damn cancer.
I'm gonna drop my Venmo in there so everybody can pay me money for help me get better.
Donation. Big donation for his internet. He has to get all the way from St. Louis, though. So.
Yeah, you too can donate money to help this disadvantaged man get his internet back.
Yeah. I got 7 kids I gotta feed, man. I can't barely afford very good internet. You know what I mean?
Stop playing Call of Duty. Get your broom out. Quit.
Santa, what was your thoughts too on the Worthy pick? First of all, I was surprised the Bills ever even picked up the phone for the Chiefs to call, and then for them to get the fastest kid in the draft.
Right? Who would have thought the Bills?
Our
gave us
treasurer,
Patrick Mahomes,
Johnny Cruz.
I need
didn't
my
let us
own
have any
my
chance
own
of
GoFundMe,
Diggs.
bro.
Right? Didn't have any chance at Diggs. Gave us Mahomes in the draft because we traded up with them to go get Mahomes. You remember that?
2 for you,
Now
5.
you go out and let us go get a receiver that you had on your board probably pretty high. Granted, I know why they did it. They needed some picks. They needed to build some depth on their roster. But damn, man, you let us get Xavier Worthy. Hey, I would have been fine sitting back at 32 and getting it Leggett, right? I would have been just fine with it. But hey, you give us the fastest guy, a guy that's been working out with Mahomes since the end of college season, since the end of bowl season, and a guy that's been around guys such as Hollywood Brown. I think Meikle even's been there a few times, even though he's not on the team. Multiple guys that's NFL players and he's working out with them. Now you got him on your team. Now you can really solidify things up here. Love it. Love the Xavier Worthy pick. Even if Rice does miss the 4, 5 games, 6 games, I mean, this is a great compliment, and this is what some people call mini Tyreek. A little bit more defined in his route running, his wide receiver capabilities. So I'm excited to see what happens, obviously. So great pick there.
I don't know about the mini Tyreek thing. He's a lot smaller than Tyreek is as far as weight. I think he weighs like $1.70. But I'm with Nick.
Like that too, man.
I'm with Nick, but he was always thick though, Tyreek. I'm with Nick though. If I'm Buffalo, like, why do you even answer the phone, bro?
Dude,
like you know they about to play. You know they about to play you, and you're answering the phone like, sure, you want to move up? Go ahead.
Listen, I know you're mad. I know you're mad, but
I thought you guys were going to wind up getting him at 32, if anything.
Yeah. I would figured Mitchell would have gone by now, but he didn't go. I would have been fine with Mitchell or Worthy at 32, or even Leggett. I think Leggett should have been second.
He's a baller, bro. Xavier Leggett, he's going to be nice.
3 receivers on the board if you don't trade up, you know.
Right.
And so I'm great with it. We got our offensive lineman that next round as well, in Sumatia, I think Sumatia from BYU, Andy Reid School. So, you know, a guy that could have been in the first round as well if there wasn't 900 quarterbacks and 900 receivers taken. So, in that first round,
a lot of talent was left after Monday night, after Thursday night in the first round.
Yeah. Did you see the amount? This is one of the largest amount that NFL has seen in undrafted free agents. Like it's just like,
like
crazy.
Yeah, we had like 8 signed that very night. You know, last night already.
Yeah.
It was so quick.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
and there's probably going to be, this will probably be the first season in God knows how long that there's actually a good amount of undrafted free agents that actually make 53-man rosters.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
There were a lot of good players there, man.
It's wide open.
Yeah, a lot of players fell. Johnny, let me ask you your thoughts on the Dolphins and what they did in the draft.
I mean, overall, I was good with it. I mean, I think they got good value. I actually really like, a lot of Dolphin fans are crying about them trading a 3rd round from next year to get that running back from Tennessee, Jalen Wright. But I mean, he fits exactly what Mike McDaniel likes. He's a 4'4" kid, 5'11", 210 pounds. So he's a bigger, stronger back than what we have in the running back room already. Raheem Mostert is already going to be 32 years old. Devon Achane missed 7 games last year. So there's been some injury problems in the Dolphins backfield. So you bring in this kid here. He's got a lot of tread left on the tires. He's only 21. He wasn't used a lot. He's explosive. He's a really, really good pass blocker. So that'll keep him on the field on 3rd downs. He can catch the ball. And it gives them the ability to kind of move Achane around a bit. Like I talked to you this offseason before this past season where I said they're going to be moving him around. Now you got a legit young stud running back there that'll share time with Raheem at first. But I think eventually it'll be Jalen Wright and it'll be Devon Achane there.
I mean, same player. Like, you don't have to adjust
basically, he's just a little bigger. He's just a little bigger than Achane. You know, so he's basically Raheem Mostert, but a little stronger or whatever. The Mohamed Kamara kid that they got out of Colorado State in the 5th round, to get Marvin Washington out of Virginia in the 6th round. So I mean, they got really good value for their pick. So I'm happy with what the Dolphins did. Yeah. And they got a bunch of undrafted free agents to help out too. I was a little with the Chop Robinson as the first. I don't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought they needed to get 2 more impact guys like right away, but he is gonna get an opportunity to play a lot right away with Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb coming back from injury, so he is gonna get his opportunities. Chop Robinson, but I thought they'd go more offensive line with that first pick, but I'm okay with it now. I've gotten over it after a few days, but I'm excited to see what they do, man. I'm more excited for what Mike McDaniel can do with all these weapons that he's got going there, and I expect them to make a couple of good moves post June 1st when they get that $18 million from X's money. So
is there going to be more yelling at Tyreek Hill? Can we have more yelling at Tyreek Hill? That'd be great. I want more of that.
Oh, Mike McDaniel yelling at Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's got the little, the little nerd thing look or whatever, and everybody else. He's got his drip and stuff like that, but he's got a sailor. Bro, every other word is a curse word coming out of Mike McDaniel's mouth, bro. So that's just the way he talks. So I'm glad though for all those Dolphin fans that will say, "Oh, see, he's too buddy with people." He's buddy with them as far as like showing love for his players and stuff like that. But at the same time, I have no doubt that he holds them accountable and he'll get in their faces and shit like that, let them know when they're doing something
Tyreek,
wrong. So, I like our coach.
Tyreek likes to have sex like he likes to play football, and that's uncovered, baby.
God.
Yeah, 12 kids.
Welcomes you to the
12 damn kids with 14 different women.
It's like Adrian Peterson, dude.
See, I was
don't push him while playing backyard football, though. He'll knock your ass out.
Right.
I mean,
Tyreek's gonna have to play. You know, he's gonna retire. Then he's gonna come back 3 years later because he has to pay some more child support.
Oh, boy.
That's Tyreek. Hey, Sam, thoughts on the Titans? I know you wanted Alt, and I told you he was going to be gone by the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did, Nick. You're very smart. Now that that's out of the way. Yeah, look, it was kind of when Alt got taken, I was like, well, you got to come out with a left tackle. I don't care. Like, it's just got to happen. Everybody's fretting because it was a right tackle from Alabama, even though Bill Callahan has successfully converted 5 guys from right tackle to left tackle, and they've been successful. So I am not particularly worried. Latham is right up there. It's perfectly fine. He is a first-round draft pick. So you didn't try to reach and try to grab that guy from Oregon State or anything like that. So I enjoyed it. But me being the defensive line lover that I am, I love them so much, I was really happy about Sweat. That guy next to Big Jeff is going to be absolutely nasty. And Big Jeff texted the GM after he did it, he said, I fucking love you, man, which was really funny, and asked for his number. So I absolutely love the day 2 pick. I would have really liked an edge somewhere. They didn't get it, but, you know, obviously it's a new defensive coordinator.
7th round.
Right. Yeah, right. But I think they looked at it. First of all, I don't know what this defense is going to look like. I have no clue. This is the secretary coach from the Ravens. That's the new DC. So I have no idea what we're looking at. But I'll tell you this, that middle defensive line is going to be nasty. You better run it outside because those two are coming for you, and I can't wait to see it.
Well, that's the kind of football you guys are used to playing anyway. You just got to make sure you keep Sweat away from them Nashville ribs. So that he don't get too big, you know what I'm saying? But if he's determined and ready to play, he's a good player, man. So if he can keep his weight under control,
you're right.
And Latham's the same thing, bro. He's a big boy, and Callahan's one. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to offensive line, I would have no worries if the coach's name is Callahan, bro.
Yeah, no, I have no worries whatsoever. I'm happy with it.
I'll give my thoughts on the Packers real quick.
You had a very good draft. You had a good draft.
Goody cooked, and I don't really question anything anymore about what he does because he's been fucking right here lately. So I'm not gonna. Jordan Morgan. A lot of people said great. Played 3 years at college, so he's got a lot of experience. We needed a tackle to replace Bakhtiari, so I'm okay with that. Obviously, the second round, I really wanted Cooper DeJean because he's my guy from Iowa.
Great White Hope.
The fucking Eagles traded right in front of us. One pick right in front of us. I was like, oh, yeah, we just got to get – I was like, come on, baby. Come on to Cooper. And what do the fucking Eagles do? Fucking trade right in front of us. And they take Cooper DeJean. Well, don't worry, Cooper. You'll be on the Packers on my Madden, next year. So, but then Goody cooks and he says, "Okay, we're not going to take Cooper. We traded back and we get the best linebacker projected in this draft. And Edrin Cooper. We needed a middle linebacker to go with Quay Walker. So him and Quay together, it's going to be good. Love the pick, another second round pick we got in Javon Bullard. Anytime a guy picks up the phone, he's got his whole family, and he says, "I'm a fucking Packer," and the whole place fucking goes nuts. Sign me up. That guy's a dog. Bulldog. We always draft Georgia Bulldogs. It's like Goody's like, oh, he's a Georgia Bulldog. We got to take him. So did like that. Did like getting the USC running back in the third round to kind of add depth. That means A.J. Dillon will probably see you later after this year for sure. Did like him. And then we even went down we built up some offensive line, got another linebacker out of Missouri in the third round as well. And we got Jonathan Grisham's guy out of Tulane, Michael Pratt, in the 7th round. So
I also got a Tulane guy as well.
So there's that.
I'm not going to front. I was hoping Miami would take Pratt in the 7th round. I like him, man. He's got some ability, bro.
Jaquan Jackson,
so we need to develop him into a nice backup quarterback, bro. He'll be straight there, bro.
Yeah, you obviously don't want nothing to happen to J Love the rest of the year, J Lo. But I mean, injuries happen. You got to have a good backup. So Pratt is it. Speaking of Jonathan
Pratt, right? That's who I'm going for. What? It's in season. Jordan Love sucks, so I got to go for Michael Pratt.
So no love for Sean Clifford, you angry people.
Oh yeah, I forgot Penn State legend Sean Clifford.
Penn State legend Sean Clifford.
I like me some Sean Clifford. Y'all so mean to my boy. Damn.
Nonetheless, I mentioned Jonathan Grisham, and Jonathan Grisham was coaching up some baseball boys, taking his team to first place. First place. That's right. To lead them to top of the conference. Give it up. He's here to coach us up now. After coming riding high this weekend, he's here to coach us up on some baseball. Our guy, Jonathan Grisham, baby.
Woo!
You guys are supposed to start cheering.
Yeah.
First place. There's
two on top of that mountain, and I ain't number 2. Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate that.
Oh, screw your brains,
you know where all
right. That last game. Hold on, Nick. That last game was bullshit. And you know it, but that's just how it's gonna be. So Yankee South over here getting the ump calls, baby.
Oh, stop
forever,
it!
Forever. I was about to say, don't. You may not want to put Braves and Yankees together when you're talking to Jonathan.
No. I just knew it would land, and I shot it.
Second, hold on. He went there for me to explain. You know how many times we've gotten screwed by calls by umpires and playoffs and postseasons year after year for so many years? Did you forget what the year that Chipper Jones retired? How he retired? It was the infield fly rule that should not have been called. Are we going to you really want to go in that direction, Sam? I have a whole.
It shouldn't have been my team. It shouldn't have been my team. Should have been my team.
I remember it. It
was one of the saddest days of my life as a Braves fan, and I've seen postseason after postseason after postseason disappointment. The saddest day of my fandom as a Braves fan, because I'm a huge Chipper Jones fan, was the infield fly called in the 7th inning of the wild card against the St. Louis Cardinals, and I absolutely hate the Cardinals to this day because of that. Not their fault on the call itself, but I hate the Cardinals because of that play that occurred that ended Chipper Jones's career. So please get me started on umpire calls that favor the Braves, because I have a list that went against us for so many years.
Apparently, I touched a nerve. No, I get. Look. Like, to be honest, I said it because I knew it would land. But I mean, to be fair, and it was funny joshing with other Braves fans on my timeline about it. But look, Bybee got away with some pitches that were in the second game as well. So it's tit for tat. If bottom line, Ramirez needs to slide when you steal second, you idiot. Anyway, so but other than that, it was fine. I think you and I had talked beforehand. If they can get one out of this, they got one. So there it is.
And you know what? I'll credit your Guardians, because it was a lot more competitive than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they really did. I was like, we're going to get waxed. After game 1, I'm like, we're going to get waxed this entire series. And then Bybee went out there, pitched a good game. Quan did his thing. Bo Naylor did his thing. Josh Naylor. And it was a better game than I thought it was. I was on my way back from Detroit, just sitting there sweating over that game. And then here comes Beede out there. Beede, who loves to give up homers. I'm like, and it's Acuna. And it's freaking Acuna that he's walking up there with. And I'm like, oh, my God. Yeah, well, I think I posted the guys from the Titanic Gentlemen, it's been an honor playing with you this evening. He struck them out, and they somehow got it done. I was just shocked. But yeah, like I said, I got one out of that series. Our records aren't very far off, and on to the next one, I suppose. Nobody else?
Jonathan, we have kind of entered the last and final week of the first month of the baseball season. Any surprising players to you, and even on the back end, disappointing players so far this first?
There has been some ups and downs throughout the season, a little bit more than what we've been expecting. I think right now, I'm sure Tanner will be happy to hear about this one. Is the superstardom of Bobby Witt Jr. It is. We're here now. It has arrived, and he has played like the superstar that we expected him to be. Like he was drafted to be. The hype was that from Colleyville Heritage High School in Fort Worth, Texas, to where we are today in Kansas City. We were expecting him to be a superstar. It was a matter of when, not if. That time has arrived now, and he's playing lights out. At some point, he will be. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but at some point, we're going to have conversations of Bobby Witt Jr. being a perennial MVP candidate for a very long time, and he's one of the reasons why the Royals have been playing some good baseball. So I'm pleased. I'm very pleased to see that, because we're talking about a franchise that has won the World Series years ago. They have tanked off since then, and they've kind of reverted back to, bad baseball for a while. And now we're seeing them kind of be competitive again. So that's a franchise that, needs to be competitive. We've seen that for so many years that, a long, long time ago, that they were a competitive franchise and then just kind of tailored off. And then we see them. I think that's a huge plus to have as a Kansas City Royals being a competitive team. Are they a year early right now? Yes, I think they're still a year early, but it's a positive sign as a franchise to see that they are competitive now. How long they will remain that to be determined, but it's encouraging to see. And I think you're gonna build yourself. If you're the Royals, you're building yourself to be competitive for the future, 2025. And this is a very good start. And it starts with the franchise player. That's Bobby Witt, and which we talked about. When he signed that extension. Mm-hmm. Look. He's making me out to be a fool, and I don't admit that I'm a fool very much. And I said with you guys here when he signed the extension, he goes, "Man, this is just about money." Because at some point, are they going to be a competitive team? Is there a sign that the Royals are going to build a competitive team around him? He's making me look stupid, and I'll be more than happy to be the first one to admit that right now. And they're doing things that we weren't expecting. So Bobby Witt Jr. leading that team and leading that franchise to a turnaround and out of this rebuild for so long, I think that's a huge plus that we're seeing out of the beginning part of the season. Disappointing wise, you know what? I will go with my boy Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr. I think that he's been up and down a little bit right now. We got hot for a period of time, but the power numbers are still not there. I'm not concerned yet that the power numbers are not showing up. I think he's still trying to work with things again. He didn't have a spring training. He got hurt in spring training. He's trying to figure some timing stuff still. But a month into the season, the timing stuff should be worked out. He should be getting some driving the ball. And we haven't seen him drive the ball like we normally do. The loud balls, the loud contact that he has, we haven't seen that much yet. So it's a little concerning. I'm a little disappointed right now on that side of it. He went from MVP last year. He won the MVP, and he's kind of struggling to be that side again. So I'm not full panic mode yet on Ronald, but I will label him right now the first month a little bit of a disappointment, because what we have yet to see out of him is who we know him to be throughout his career so far.
I like that. Outside of Bobby Witt, outside of Perez, if Perez wasn't there, Bobby Witt would lead almost every statistical category. Perez is looking like an all-star again, one of the leaders of the clubhouse, of course, just dominating. So, like, having a great compliment with Bobby Witt there, it's phenomenal. What do you got, Johnny?
Them Yankees.
Now, I'm still trying to get over the fact that the Yankees have been shut out 5 times in their 10 losses. So I'm still dealing with that. But you want to talk about slow starts? Aaron Judge is off to a bit of a slow start, but Juan Soto has been everything that he's been advertised. This Baltimore team, though, man, they're good. They're young, and they made the trade for Burns. They're gonna be tough to catch, man. You mentioned Kansas City with their youth and Bobby Witt playing the way he is. How good is this Baltimore team going to be, man? Are they going to run away with the American League for the next few years?
I think again, you're talking about some guys that are still developing. They're not even in their prime yet. That's the scary part. Again, I said the Orioles are where the Braves were 5 years ago, and that's the scary thing about it. The Braves have been a division champion for 6 straight years. And that's where the Orioles are kind of the beginning part, because their depth in the farm, position player wise, it's deep, and they're getting their guys finally getting some taste. I know, again, Jackson Holliday had a horrible first start in the big leagues. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah. And I'm not going to compare him to the list. But they had guys like King Griffey Jr., who when he was first called up, he went 1 for 32, I think is what it was. A-Rod at one point when he first got called up, he was like 2 for 28 at one point. Again, not comparing, to Hall of Famers or, would have been Hall of Famer. But again, the hype around Jackson could have been too much. Sure, probably could have been a little too much and overwhelmed him at first. But I think he's going to be fine. He'll be back in the big leagues probably in July, and he'll probably have a better opportunity from there. You have another the kid Kerstead. He's getting the big leagues right now. You have others that are on the farm in Baltimore they're going to get their numbers called up here pretty soon. You have young stars in Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson in the big leagues right now. And if you have a young stud catcher, we've seen this. A young stud catcher gets called to a team, they're going to be a good team for a very long time, i.e. Minnesota Twins and Joe Mauer, Buster Posey, San Francisco Giants, Salvador Perez and Kansas City Royals at one point when Perez was really good at for the beginning part of his career. We see this as a theme. When you have a really good young catcher that's developing, and he's still and that's scary. Rutschman is still developing. He's not in his prime yet. You're going to be good for a long time. So this team is set up to be a championship American League East champion for quite a while because of the young pieces. Now, you traded for Corbin Burns. That helps a lot. That does help. But they have to now, the other side of it is they have to find a way to get some young pitchers to develop in the farm too. Yeah. You cannot rely on just trying to go find, because you don't have the money to compete with the big boys who have the big paychecks and Dodgers and Yankees and Red Sox. Braves make a lot of money, and they're not spending tons of money right now on guys. So if you're the Orioles, you have to develop these kids. That you have to get kids to develop and turn them into big league pitchers at some point down the road. So if they can stock their farm up with minor league pitchers to develop and turn them into superstars, this franchise, this Orioles team is going to be, you're going to see them at the top of this division for a very long time, and that's going to be very upsetting for you Yankee fans like you, Johnny, Red Sox fans like Scott. They're setting themselves up to be a run, like I said, like the Braves are on currently right now.
Yeah, a team that we've seen at the top for a long time is no longer at the top, and that's the Houston Astros. They are 9-19 with a run differential of -22. What the hell is going down in H-Town? I know Abreu is struggling, and they've called up, kind of maybe his replacement, but
they got Valdez back yesterday.
Yeah, is it hitting? Is it pitching? I mean, what the hell's going on with the team? Yeah, with a team that we're used to seeing top of the I know they kind of start slow a lot of times, but they're right now digging themselves into a hole maybe where it's going to be really tough to climb out of.
I'm a little perplexed because this is back-to-back years that we've seen this Astros team start very slow. The difference was that last year they were a little bit more competitive. Even though they were still losing games, they were competitive. They're not really competitive right now.
No.
unless they're playing against bad teams. And I know Scott, Scott's saying that they're too old, but majority of the team is actually their age is I believe their average age is like 27 to 28 years old. You have a couple older guys. You have a couple older guys. Like I said, Altuve's in his 30s, Bregman is 30 years old, but Yordan Alvarez is 26.
I was about to say, yeah, he's like 25, 26. They're not old, bro.
We just feel like Alvarez looks like he's 34 years old. And he's been around for a while too, but he's really 26 years old. Chas McCormick's 27. Kyle Tucker's 27 and 28 years old. So like
28.88 is your average age.
And it's not Altuve's fault either. Altuve's got 7 home runs and he's batting .342. So
the issue with this team right now is the pitching is not good. You did not resolve an issue that was the issue last year too. You didn't, Framber Valdez did not repeat what he did in 2020. In 2022, he was lights out in 2022. He had the most quality starts in all the big leagues. He was pitching an amazing amount of games every time he stepped on the mound, and he did not He did not repeat that in 2023, and he certainly then didn't do it this year. And he got hurt this year. Christian Javier was really good in 2021. Was good in 2022. And then 2023, not that good. 2024 has not been really that good either. So he's been kind of regressing as he goes down. You bring Verlander back last year. He didn't really help you answer the bell after you let him initially go to the Mets. And he's 41 years old now. So if you want to say old, the pitching staff is a little bit older. And they're trying to get these young kids that are really not ready to pitch in the big leagues to try to help, just try to eat innings for right now, so they can figure out what's going to happen and who's going to do what they need to do to help get, to turn this thing around. But I don't think they're good enough in the pitching staff at the moment to turn this around. The offense has been inconsistent, other than Yordan Alvarez, who is still hitting the ball really well. Altuve hitting the ball really well, but the rest of the lineup is not.
I'm looking at their pitching right now. Their ER, they have like a bunch. So they got like 8 guys between starters and relievers that their ERA is over 3. JP France, who is a starter, his ERA is 7. H Brown, I don't know who this H Brown is, but H Brown, Hunter Brown, 9 point. His ERA is damn near 10. Spaghetti here, that's Aaron Jetty. Spaghetti Aaron Jetty. His ERA is 10. I mean, they got some bad pitching, and on the hitting side, I mean, he's batting just a buck of more than the rest of us combined.
Oh.
I think that's a grandson of Betty Spaghetti from A League of Their Own.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is the discouraging part for the Astros too. I've been looking a lot more this year at the analytic expected win-loss record. When I talk to you guys, and also on our show on Wednesday with Alan and Scott, the Astros expected win-loss record at this point is 12-16. Their currently is 9-19, so they're below what the expected number is. That means that tells you the analytics say they should be better than what they are, and they're not. And even 12-16 is not great, but 12-16 puts you right now in this division as a third place team. So you're
a team with the Astro or with the A's in it too, and the Angels, 2 teams that suck.
But you know what? Hey, don't go there with the A's. The A's are actually playing actually pretty well baseball.
Yeah.
They are.
As far as for A's expectations, because
I ain't seen the A's play.
They're 12-17. Yeah.
But they're playing pretty good lately, bro. They went into New York and split a 4-game series with us, and then took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore, bro.
I mean,
they came a home run in the 9th inning to take the lead.
They're playing pretty good baseball right now.
I'm just saying.
Was it mid or end of May? They got their like the 10th win of the season last year.
Yeah.
They're almost
That might be the one. That might be the White Sox.
They were last year. So, no, but for the Astros, there's just too many issues. There's just way too many issues pitching wise. There's too many issues right now, inconsistencies, and the front office is to be blamed for this because you made a lot of bad moves. Carlos Correa, letting Carlos Correa go, not a bad move. I think that was a good move on their part. Letting George Springer go, maybe it's a hit or miss at this point of his career. But you're not addressing the pitching staff like you should have. I understand you believed Framber Valdez was going to be the ace because he pitched like that in 2021. He pitched like that in 2022. But you needed depth-wise, and again, you didn't get that out of Christian Javier, who's been regressing. Lance McCullers has not pitched really well. He hasn't really pitched at all that much in the last few years because of injuries to him, and that hurts your staff from there. And then not developing younger pitchers to really step in when you needed them to at the most. So that's where the front office really comes to play. And you can throw in the biggest mistake the front office made was the Jose Abreu signing. That has been a complete miss on the front office. On the moves they've made. He has been absolutely awful. It looks like Jose Abreu has never played baseball in his life since he's been in Houston. And that's shocking because he was an MVP candidate in Chicago just a handful of years ago. And he looks like he's never played baseball before since he's been in Houston. So that's been a huge miss on their part. There's been a lot more misses by this front office that they're going to have to answer. They have to answer to at some point, probably at the end of the season. There's going to be a lot of questions on job security because this has been atrocious, one after another, move after move that has bitten them and put them in a position where they're right now last place team.
They can get better after this next series, okay? After May 3rd, they can get better, okay? Not before, not during.
You just want to get after these guys, don't you?
After.
I know what you want.
I need. Listen. Carlos called me when they were destroying the Guardians last year and had me listen to it, and he kept saying that I needed to kiss the biggest part of his ass. So I need this, okay? Daddy needs this. Daddy wants it. I cannot wait.
You've got a much better team than the Houston Astros right now, Sam.
Let me hurt. Yeah, but this is the Guardians, bro. This is the Guardians.
Hey, I hear you.
I've been hurt so many times. I keep playing them in, and they hurt me. And then,
Jonathan,
it's a tough situation.
Get your thoughts real quick on the Saints draft. What's your thoughts on the Saints?
Trace, one of my players, he's hopped on and listening.
So okay. All right. Hi, Trace. Hi, Trace. Is he as mean to you as he is to us? I'm just, or is it just Guardians fans?
Probably meaner.
Yeah, probably meaner.
Hopefully he doesn't tell the truth. Maybe.
That was private, Trace. That was private.
Trace, leave 3 middle fingers if he's real mean to you.
Enjoy suicides up first all the way to third, buddy.
He better not, because he's one of my outfitters, so he knows I got control over him.
Damn.
In regards to the Saints draft,
your opinions are safe on this show.
I actually liked what the Saints did in the draft. You got the offensive lineman that is one of the better offensive linemen in the draft. It was a top, depending on which analyst you looked at, was a top 2. It's a top 4 offensive tackle. And that was a huge need as offensive line because we're going through some issues with James Hurst retiring, Ramczyk's knee. We don't know how he's going to be going into the 2024 season. So depth in the offensive line is not there, and you get someone that can be a plug and play guy either on the left side. I think that's probably going to try to give him a chance to do is play on the left side. If you need him on the right side, obviously he's been a right tackle at Oregon State throughout his career. So versatility was huge on that part. I do like the Kool-Aid McKinstry pick. Physical cornerback. He's a physical cornerback who can, you can put him in a slot, you can put him on the outside. He gives you insurance.
He got him in the second round too.
41 and projected 32.
So, and it gives you insurance because we don't know what Marshawn Lattimore's status is going to be this year or next year. Whether he's going to be traded at some point or whatnot. And more likely he won't be traded this year because of the dead cap hit is just too high. But for next year, it's very likely that Marshawn does get traded after the 2025 season. So I think that gives you a little bit more flexibility. And if you find a way to keep Marshawn another year beyond 2024 and 2025, Paulson Adebo, his contract is coming up here pretty soon too. So you have flexibility with the Kool-Aid McKinstry pick. By doing so, again, it gives you a physical cornerback with the receivers that you have in this division with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Drake London. You're going to have some physical receivers that you're going to have to be able to go against. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility on that side. I liked it. Jalen Ford, I am actually very excited about the pick for the linebacker from Texas. He flies. He's a good cover linebacker. The same thing right here with Demario Davis. Davis is getting a little bit up in age. We don't know how much longer he's going to be playing in the NFL. He's going to finish his career in New Orleans. We know that much. It's just how much longer is he going to be able to go? Depth is huge. You did add Willie Gay in New Orleans. Gives you more another body in there. Pete Werner has been playing really well. Jalen Ford comes in. He's going to start his career probably in special teams, but he'll develop to play linebacker and cover linebacker for you and gives you flexibility and mobility in that area that you need him to be at. So I like the Jalen Ford pick. The Spencer Rattler pick, I'm intrigued to see because I liked Spencer a lot throughout his time. I know he hasn't really played to par to standard all that much because he's been bounced around. Where Oklahoma at one point he got beat out. I guess in a way he got beat out, but it was given to Caleb Williams when he got there that he was going to be the starting quarterback at OU, and then Spencer transferred to South Carolina. Played well at times, but did not have a lot of did not have good protection. Not the same amount of talent that he had at OU, and he put up numbers still. So I think there's a question mark around Spencer. Now, seeing that there's been reports about his character because of a high school, I don't know if you saw this high school reality show that a lot of these scouts and teams were like a little bit unsure of him on. We really never say because of a reality. He did a reality because I read a lot of reports. Nothing that happened on the show. Like, did he do something wrong on the show that really just showed a bad character? Or was it just that he did the show? Well, it turns out it was the fact that he did the show in high school was the biggest character flaw on him. And if that's the biggest character flaw on him that he did, what high school teenager is not going to do a reality show?
Exactly. Right. I was about to say, thank God there was no social media when I was in high school, bro.
Thank you. I mean, my goodness, we all grew up in around the same time frame. You mean to tell me if we were in high school or like 8th grade to senior year and somebody said, hey, you want to be on a TV show? We'd all be like, yes, let's go. Absolutely.
1,001%.
100%. What
do you want me to do on that TV show? I'd have done it.
So this kid got to do. They asked him to be on a reality show for high school football, and we're going to sit here and say that's a character flaw. Did he punch a baby on the show or something? No, he didn't do anything wrong. It's the fact that from what I've read and heard is the fact that he did a reality show at high school.
So dumb.
I'm sorry. Here's
I like
to
call him the cock wrangler.
Well, here's my next question about this show. What is social media? What is TikTok? Is TikTok not essentially reality social media? Like we're
it's all social media, yeah.
Well, we're putting 1-minute videos of each other of ourselves on social media, on a TikTok, Instagram, live streaming something. It's essentially reality TV just on social media. Is that not a character flaw there? Is that not a character flaw that when you have somebody who's going to do a live stream on Instagram for 5 minutes and we're seeing their character in one way or another, is that not a character flaw based off of the assumption of Spencer Rattler here? That's ridiculous and a bunch of crap. Well,
one of the GMs, it was Ballard from the Colts. He went in on the media about they said, do you have any because of character concerns? He's like, what character concerns? Because you guys find something from way back in the day on his social media and you guys try to tear down this 18, 19-year-old kid because you guys forgot that what it was like. Like he went in on the media about trying to tear these kids down, about character issues. You know what? I probably had a lot of character issues when I was 18, 19, 20, 22, probably even at 37. People would say, I was a drunk idiot who would walk around butt ass naked half the fucking time. I don't know if that's character issues or not. You decide. But
this is where I go. I understand the media gets the blame. And I'm a coach. I'm a former player, but I also have a degree in journalism. I understand the media gets a lot of the blame, but the media is doing their job. How does this story get? Hold on. Before, just hear me out real quick. Hear me out. How does a story get started? Well, you have to have a source. The source is a scout. An anonymous scout is who sent this to the media.
Right. So
the media did their job. I'm not going to blame. I actually heard this on ESPN radio here in Arkansas over the week yesterday, and there was an argument between the two hosts, and it was this argument was be mad at the media or you be mad at the source. And in this instance, I'm mad at the source because there's not a story here. But you made a story happen by being an anonymous source leaking, saying, hey, so-and-so has character flaws. Well, what's the character flaw? He did a reality show. Okay. So now as a journalist, now me personally, if I get told that, I'll go, okay, so I need to research then what happened on this show. And I'm going to start it out and say, hey, so-and-so, anonymous source quoted, Spencer Rattler has character flaws. That's it. That's all I'm going to say out there right now. Then I'm going to research into it. But the beginning part of the story has already been started. The rumors already started out there by saying Spencer Rattler has character flaws. Now I'm going to go dig about it. So if you want to blame the media for not fully diving into what the story is. Or
that's their job. That's the point.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask you, John. As a journalist, wouldn't you want to do the research first before you put the headline out there about character flaws?
15 and 20 years ago, yes. But now it's because everything is so
all about
everything is so fast on social media.
Yeah.
So you have to put the social media story out first. Spencer Rattler has character issues.
Yeah.
You're the first one now to put it out there.
Right.
Now you have
that's the problem. But that's where I say the problem is with the media is you rather put out the fucking headline and it could be bullshit. And first of all, somebody said you did a reality TV show. You made the story. You made somebody, even if the source can come to you with it, you're still taking that and making it the story. You could have just said, that don't mean shit. That's not a story. You know what I mean? They ain't got shit to do with football. That's what I would say to that.
Mike Vrabel's size keeps him out of a job. Everybody remember that one?
I 100% agree with y'all. What y'all are saying to that point. But here's the next thing about it is we know this in sports, whether it's football, whether it's NBA, whether it's MLB. An anonymous source has an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
They have an agenda for it. So
we do.
Right.
So what is the agenda? What you're trying to do? You're trying to hurt a kid's stock to potentially.
So he'll fall to you.
Correct. Who it was, we don't know. That's what I hate, and I do, and I hate anonymous sources because of that. Because you just there's no consequences. There's no consequences. There should be consequences for this story to the person who leaked it to the media. There should be consequences. Now to the media, there should be consequences because there's not a story. There is not a story about Spencer Rattler character flaws. So there should be consequences to the media side. And a lot of people are pissed off about it.
True.
Chris Ballard said about Adonai Mitchell. There is no issue about his character. They have dived into everything you could think of. There's no character flaw. There's Malik Neighbors. People were saying about Malik Neighbors, there was character flaws about him. He went to LSU was at LSU for 3 years, and not a peep was said about Malik Neighbors.
Right.
And they're going to sit there and say, well, there's some character issues for him. No, there's not. Stop making crap up and stop. Right. So I'll say, I agree with what y'all saying. The media has to be held accountable for the writing, for starting a story without doing the full detail research necessary. But these anonymous sources need to stop, because they do it with no consequences, because they know they're safe when they don't put their name out there for it. That needs to be the case. If a journalist wants to be a credible journalist, you have somebody who's an anonymous source, tell them, put your name. Right. Put your name on it. Otherwise, I'm not writing the story. You want to have someone else look like a fool? That's how I would handle this. You're not going to make me out to be a fool writing a story that's not true. So you want somebody. So go to somebody else, or that's going to do this. I'm not going to do it. Put your name on it, or the story doesn't get written. And
what I hate to
there will be somebody right.
Is we do this all. Right. They do this all the time too. And it's like anytime a kid, we love to build people up to tear people down. First of all, like that's the media in general. Look at like Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? People are waiting to tear this kid down. They're going to, and they already have. And also, they'll go back. What I hate too is they'll go back and find out. Oh, he sent in eighth grade. He sent a tweet out that was, this, and this. He's in that. He's 14 years old. He doesn't even have the concept or the brain, like he's not grown. And we want to treat it, hold him to a perfect standard when he was 14 about something he said on Twitter. And then they're like, can't draft him now because he said something when he was 14 years old on Twitter. Yeah, he's 14. He doesn't know no better. It's okay.
Wasn't that situation with Michael Kopic? Like he made
I don't know. There's been several different.
Well, so as a coach now, we do dive into social media. We have to dive into kids' social medias to make sure what do they post, what do they say, because depending on what is out there, what is said, it could be questionable to the character. I hate it because, yes.
But I get it.
What somebody posted when they were 13, 14 years old to when they were 26 years old, at least for professional sports-wise, 26 years old, 27 years old, what they posted when they were 14 should not be relevant anymore. It could be questioned. It could be asked. It can be asked and questioned, why did you post this? Right. And,
I was young and dumb. That's what, you know what I mean?
Majority of the time, that's what it's going to be.
I get it.
Maybe there is a character concern.
I understand diving into a post. I would put. I used to put out. I'll say that I used to quote out Lil Wayne lyrics on my social media, and there was cussing in the post on that or whatnot. And or there was something that one of his line, a Lil Wayne line that I put out there, and it would be a cuss word or whatnot. And and I have to go back and go, man, I need to delete that because that could come across as something that is not, not necessarily who I am. It's just something that at the time I thought it was a cool thing to actually put out there. That was how I viewed it. Yeah. At the time, again, for so long we put song quotes on social media posts or whatnot. But you do have to be cautious on what's out there because, and again, does that mean cancel the person because of it? No. Just like this, like I said about the Spencer Rattler, should he have been dropped because of doing this TV show? No, he should not have. Like, you can question a person about it. Did any of these teams ask Spencer Rattler about the show? I'd like to know that. If you're gonna drop him. Did you ask in the interviews? You usually tell me that Spencer Rattler got to go and do 30 interviews with teams, and nobody really did that get asked about, hey, what was this TV show? Why did you do this?
Cooper DeJean got asked by the media if he thinks he can cover, because he's white and can he play corner?
Jonathan, what did you mean in this tweet years ago that Chris Brown could do no wrong? Could you explain that?
Well, that one's not one of mine. I'll say that.
But in fact, he can do wrong. He can do wrong. Jonathan, Before we get out of here, I know the boys kicked ass over the weekend. What's next for Rich Mountain?
Yeah, we had a good weekend. We did not finish the sweep we were hoping for on Saturday. We ended up losing Game 3. We are currently tied for first place at the top of the conference. We are in the last week of our regular season. We have 3 games going into this. It's a must win. Right now, we do not hold the tiebreaker in our favor for the conference championship. So we have to win, and we need some help. Now, the better part for us, I'll say, is Arkansas State Mountain Home. They have a tougher opponent to play against this weekend than we do. So there is some intrigue at the moment going into this weekend that we could get some help. If we get one loss from Mountain Home and we sweep, we're conference champions for the regular season. We clinch the number 1 seed going into the tournament next weekend. So we're going to be making sure we take care of business first. It does not matter. We're not going to score. We don't scoreboard watch. We don't need a scoreboard watch because it doesn't matter if we don't take care of business first on our end. So we have to do what we need to do for more than anything else. So if we get the help we need, great. We're going to be dogpiling at the end of this season. I'm looking forward to that part. Again, I keep telling these boys, there's not a team in this country that deserves a championship more than these boys do. They have gone through a lot this season. They've dealt with some adversity, some injuries here and there, some up and down moments. Adversity brings out the best in us. And I've been telling some of these boys that adversity brings out the best in us because you have to step up to be able to handle the adversity. And these boys have done nothing but step up to what they faced this year. They've turned around what it was a slow start. We had a very tough first month of the season. We knew we were a good team, and they have done nothing but show it from once we got into conference play. This team deserves a conference championship. I'm excited for them to have that opportunity this weekend. I think we're gonna get the job done. So by Monday next week with you guys, I will have I will be with all smile. I'm hoping to be all smiles and still celebrating a conference championship with these kids because like I said they absolutely deserve it. There's not I'll say it one more time. I told him this morning. I'll say it again. There's not a team in this country that deserves a championship more than the boys at University of Arkansas Rich Mountain.
Nice. So it's conference. So we got the conference tournament next weekend, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So then after, if you win the conference tournament, what do we got after that?
Real quick, and that's another one of my players right there, Aiden McGinnis. So I appreciate that.
Does he hurt you? Put 1 or 2 if he hurt you. There's help for people.
Real quick, shout out real fast, Aiden McGinnis. He signed to a D1 school for next year. So
nice.
Hell yeah! Congratulations, Aiden.
Nice.
Congrats.
How many times is he going to use the transfer portal? That's
hey, some of these kids still don't even understand what the transfer portal is.
I think it's like Stargate,
Right, basically it is. Yeah. We have the final regular season this week, conference tournament next week. We have to win the conference tournament to advance into the NJCA. Essentially, the district. So how they do it differently than what NCAA does is they have what's called district championship. It's between 2 different regions. Where Region 2, it would be Region 16 that we're paired with. The winner of that conference versus us would play, and then the winner of that would go to the JUCO World Series. So conference tournament is next weekend. District championship is the following, and then the JUCO World Series at the end of the month of May. So we got some work. We got some work to do to get to that point.
Is that best in the tournament? Real quick, are those like series or one games?
So conference tournament is double elimination. So the double elimination tournament, the district championship, it is a best 2 out of 3, and then the JUCO World Series is a double elimination tournament as well.
Nice.
Well,
Good luck, man.
Hey, best of luck to you.
Yes,
we'll catch you next Monday. Hopefully,
another one.
That's another. So again, one of our middle infielders, Shelby. He's
hey, tell them to make sure they hit the subscribe button, will they?
Yeah.
Make sure they hit the subscribe button.
You hit it.
Y'all hit the subscribe button, players. We're making you run extra laps next.
You know how to do that? You know how to hit the subscribe button?
I like the video.
This generation is all about technology. They better know how to do it. So,
oh dang, Aiden. Dang, Aiden.
Aiden's running laps tomorrow. LSU does blow, Aiden.
Bro.
LSU does blow.
Yeah, it does.
Give it up for our favorite hitting coach, everybody. Jonathan Grishman, best of luck to you and the boys this weekend, boys. Bring it home. Bring us home. Bring LTS the conference championship. We can't wait.
Yes.
I appreciate it, guys.
Good luck, dude. We'll talk to you.
Thank you, bro.
I'm going to pray for you, Aiden. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you.
Really, best of luck to all you guys. We are rooting.
Nice.
I hope they win. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, first coaching.
I'm trying to cop one of them hats, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Sam, we'll go around the room and get our final thought. Get up out of here. Go ahead, Sam.
You're welcome, Trace. A little
Thank
moment
you, Trace.
of seriousness before my final words. The tornado outbreak, Midwest, is absolutely horrible. It is horrible. Mile-long tornadoes, multiple ones. We're upwards
More to come.
of over 100, and there's more coming. So if you're thinking, if you got any extra cash around, the Red Cross Blue Shield, or I'm sorry, Red Cross could definitely take that. So just keep that in mind. Those T's and P's to those people. On the other hand,
Oklahoma area.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's rough out there. You're welcome, Aiden. The other thing I have to say is I absolutely love the draft. It's a wonderful feeling. You get to smoke some hopium, that stuff is going to fall your way. It's a new beginning. And remember, you can always have a new beginning in your everyday life. It's a clean slate every single day, and you can change it. You can make it better. You don't have to make it worse, and you can dig yourself out of the gutter. We've seen it a million times from different people from different walks of life. I mean, look at Nick. He's made it, right? So
Wow.
he used to walk around naked drunk. I mean, come on.
I did. Now I tell college kids not to do. Hey, see ya, Ian from down under.
Down under. Got some giblets there down under.
Put a shrimp on the barbie. Go ahead, Johnny.
I'm going
The dingo.
to second Sam's thing about the Red Cross. There was actually a fire yesterday in the community that I live at here. 12 units in this one building completely burned down yesterday. So yes, thoughts and prayers to all those people out there. Thoughts and prayers to everybody in the middle of our country that's going through all those tornadoes. It's crazy, bro. But yeah, so $5-10, whatever you can do to the Red Cross, you'd be surprised. Every little bit helps. On a lighter note, happy to be back with you guys. Missed you guys. It's been a minute. Had a lot of fun on last Thursday's show. Doing the draft show with Nick and all the guys that came on, but it was nice to be back here with the crew to hear Jim, even though it was breaking up a bit there for a bit, but it was nice to hear him spitting his hockey knowledge and stuff like that, and then of course Jonathan with the baseball stuff. So it was a fun day. Looking forward to Thursday, and like you mentioned earlier, hit the subscribe button, smash the like, turn on notifications. Check out Aqua and Orange Insights. Me, Alex, and Byron broke down the entire Dolphins draft. So definitely check that out.
Scott, go ahead.
Looking forward to Thursday, man.
Go ahead, Scott. Type it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, type it in. I'll put it up for you.
Tanner, final thought real quick.
Oh, let Johnny get this one in.
Oh,
how much do you think Juan Soto will get in the next contract?
A little bit.
Honestly, it's probably going to be. I would say it's because you got to worry about Cohen with the Mets. I'm thinking somewhere 12 to 15 years. He's probably going to get $700 million.
It's good day to be in baseball.
He's gonna get $700 million or close to that.
What Judge get? What Judge get?
Judge got like 376 or something like that for 9 years, but that was for 9 years. He's gonna average like over $50 million a year. He's gonna average like 50, 60.
Yeah, I was gonna say Soto probably get 454.
Yeah, well, I'm saying if you try, because he's only 26, bro, 26. So if you try to give him a 12-year deal, you're gonna have to give him 50 something a year.
The question is, do you want a longer deal, more money, or less years? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, he's a Scott Boras client, so he's gonna get it, and he'll probably have a couple outs in the contract as well. So he's gonna get paid, man. But he's worth it, bro. You could just tell he's a different dude, bro. Yeah. He's just built different, bro. He's one of those all-time players, bro. Just watching him, being able to watch him every day has honestly been a privilege, bro. It's been fun to watch him, bro.
Yeah,
awesome.
He is.
Tanner, final thoughts. Beat you.
Let's see here. Sports Buffoons Wednesday night. We'll be doing over the Chiefs draft, of course. Talking a little bit more about the stadium. We got some updated news on the stadium debacle here in KC between the two.
Ooh.
So we'll be going over that. I think we'll be going over that at least.
Is it cooling down? Is it cooling down?
They're splitting up. So the Royals aren't trying to get the Chiefs on their back anymore. So the Chiefs can now do their own thing and the Royals do their own thing. But there's even more dropping here in the state of Kansas coming on with that. So more things are dropping. So it's going to be pretty interesting there. Basement Brew side, Basement Brew Fans Football. I know we got one episode dropping Friday whenever we get to it here, but I got some stuff on the way where we might be doing some best balls a little early live. So stay tuned for that here. Excited to get that underway because, draft's over with. We know where the people are at. Now it's just the small stuff from here. So ready to do some drafting. But, yeah, tornadoes. It's wild here. Nick, you're right there with me. There in Missouri and Kansas City area. It's all around us. So it's another 3 days of it, and we'll see what happens. Just don't destroy Tulsa until after the weekend, please. Appreciate it. That's all I got.
Look, don't destroy Tulsa, and the Astros don't need to win in this series. Okay, we got two.
There you go. All
right, cool.
Real quick, thoughts and prayers to former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. It reported that his 18-month-old son passed away today. So we're all fathers here. So, man, you can't even imagine. 18 months, man. Anytime,
18.
That's just something that should never have. Any parent should never have to bury their own child. So,
no.
But thoughts and prayers to him and his family as well. So T's and P's out to him. I'd be remiss if we didn't say that. Other than that, I did a great show with Jacob Krishner last night. If you're a Bears fan, please tune into that. Different take on Caleb Williams. Was not a fan of the pick. Jacob's got a lot of different good hot takes. Please check that out on my channel on the Bodkin Show. You can check it out right here on this channel, the LTS network as well. So, but nonetheless, we'll be back Thursday, 8:00 Central, 9 Eastern. We'll be wrapping up some more NBA playoff talk and that type of stuff. I think let's do our top 10 power rankings for baseball season right now. So, since the first month is over.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm in.
Yep, too easy. We'll do our top 10 LTS power rankings for baseball on Thursday. Other than that, Scott, we hope to see you back late June or early July. So I hope maybe after the 4th of July. So we need some good gambling advice. So be a friend, tell a friend, folks. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see you Thursday night.
See ya. Ain't got time to take a fast train. Lonely days are gone. I'm a coming home. My baby.
Yeah, hit the outro so we can stop.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.